everybody, and welcome to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Disillusioned Plays, that thing that I just said.
Yeah.
Welcome to Disillusion! Messes up the title once again!
I mean, we don't need to introduce ourselves anymore,
Nope.
as per last episode.
I mean, you've all been following along for the last 47 episodes, so you should know who we are!
Dad, but that isn't fair on newcomers, darling.
Well, those newcomers just need to stop the video right now and go back and start from number 1.
What if they don't want to? What if they're already playing it and stuck on this particular episode?
Well, we're not a walkthrough.
Well, we kind of are.
Well, we're not a walkthrough. Sarah, stop dragging out the intro!
I think our gameplay would best be described as a stumble through.
Yeah, or a very leisurely stroll through the entire neighborhood through. Like a walk to the previous city and back again through. A crawl through. With the pace at which we're going through this game, the breakneck speed of 47 episodes.
Ludicrous
40.
speed.
What is with more accent, yeah? 47 episodes. Anyway, yeah. So right, in the previous episode, we had a chat with not Dahlia, Iris, and finally bust up her psyche locks.
Boom.
And yep, and left her in the inner sanctum, the inner temple. Removing the trick locks, and then we went over to Pearl and we were like, hey, little girl, you're lying! And we proved that she was lying and that she spilt gravy all over a hanging scroll because she can't read!
Yeah.
And now we've just met our good old friend Godot. Godot. So yeah, and with that, I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Taylor.
Oh, good.
And we're all sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you, Pete, for that sterling intro there.
Yeah. Look, see, it's Godot.
And I'm sorry. I was getting my own back for you interrupting me on my intro last time. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Marriage. Godot.
The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop.
I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort.
But it's all a waste of time.
What? Why do you say that?
Because Maya Fey isn't coming back.
What?
Come again? Excuse me.
Excuse.
Do you mind? That
None correct.
like, do you mind? That's my mayo, my hamburger helper you're talking about there, pal. Excuse us.
I do like to imagine that is what Nick is like.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be like, oh yeah, she's so stupid, hamburger helper, ha ha ha. And then someone's like, yeah, she's so dumb. And then he just grabs him by the scruff of the neck and he's like, don't you dare say anything mean about her.
Or I'll break your kneecaps.
You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that?
It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances.
All right, then.
I feel I need some water.
I realize that, but
It's you.
No, damn it. Sorry, that was me scurrying off to get some water really quick. And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them.
But I didn't know anything about what was going on.
Ha! What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow, we'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Once and for all. I don't know.
Mr. Nick,
Why is he so mean?
why is he such a big jerk? Is what that man just said true?
Well, it depends. It's a bit technically, yes. However, I mean... But
yes, but actually no.
Yeah, but in the circumstances, I mean, like...
It'll be all right, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
Just like I can trust my absolutely not insane mother.
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh! Morgan on the field.
no.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl.
Why is the text red?
I don't know.
Because she's evil.
It's better that you don't know what you've done.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I would agree.
it's really bad to spill gravy on the hanging scroll.
I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more.
That's what you think.
Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
My heart! Very loud, very loud buzzing as she's sat down in the chair.
Ugh.
Imagine the hair frizz.
Oh. It goes from it's
It's just like it takes up the entire room.
it's just like they go from the smooth brush to the sharpened brush.
Look like Super Saiyan 3, probably.
Oh jeez. Or Super Saiyan 4.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Ah, morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
I can't believe we ended the previous video on just before
I
the
know.
to be continued.
I know.
That's sorry, I just was like, damn it.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No. She's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple.
So don't worry about it, pal. I've got my new friend here, Mr. Angle Grinders.
Gumshoe's just put googly eyes on it.
And he
Say
pulls
hello,
down,
Mr. Angle Grinder.
and then he pulls down his goggles, and he's got googly eyes on the goggles as well. It's just like, okay, trick locks, prepare to be grinded. I don't know. It's not even a joke. It's
He's
just
got the angle grinder, he's got the welding torch, the chainsaw,
God.
he's got the jackhammer too.
and it'll
Jackhammer.
still take him. It'll still take him throughout the entire court
case. Yeah.
until the very last moment.
Hold it,
He's gonna
pal.
come in. I finally got the locks open, pal.
Judge is like, guilty. No. Okay.
How's Maya? Oh, I didn't get that far, pal. I passed out. I've been at this all day, pal. I've not had anything to eat. I got no money. I can't afford to eat, pal. I'm wasting away.
She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
Is this Godot or
It's either Godot,
Edgeworth
or
Francis-
Francisco.
I'd bet Edgeworth.
yeah? There we
yes.
go.
Edgeworth. What's Iris doing over there?
Edgeworth. I don't know why, but just the idea of Edgeworth appearing and then Nick just goes, Edgeworth. Just
Oh
the way
boy!
you said it.
So excited to see you,
I don't know
Edgeworth.
why. I don't know why that got
It's like
me.
it was like midway between. Yeah, it was just like a period. It was weird because it was like it was stammering, but then it was also just had a period. So that's the only way.
No,
I can think of to
it's
read it.
funny. It's just like I don't know why that got me. It just did. It's like Edgeworth to his face.
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
Did I stutter?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard.
Franziska von Karma. What are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
Dang it! How did you...
I know you right.
Well, it's like he said. He said, I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not joking. I do. I literally know what you're thinking.
I can read your thoughts.
I was gonna say, I can read it on the screen. I've developed the ability to read backwards.
It's meta. It's like Nier or something. It's like the UI is actually part of the universe. And it's just in front of Nick at all times. And Edgeworth is just like, I've learned how to read text in reverse. And so now I can read everything that you're thinking.
By the way, very unflattering, right? What? Then who is? Really, Phoenix?
Who else would it be but Godot?
Got it.
Godot.
Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
Oh, I don't know why he's pulling that sassy face.
She's just got the angle grinder along with gumshoes. She's also got the
They're
goggles
both
on.
No. She's just got a whip. She's just whipping
Yeah, that's
them.
it. Gumshoe's
whipping the shit
grinding
out
and
of
she's
them.
whipping the heck out of him.
You'll fit and
Oh
get
boy,
off.
this angle grind is really heavy. Ah, jeez! Ow! Oh! Ow!
Work faster, Scruffy!
Grind it
Work faster!
Anyway.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally.
They're all doing it. Just trying to solve
We
them.
estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours.
Wow, this is going to have to be...
Drag it out, right?
Oh, is it going to be one of these where we have to just drag out the case?
Maybe. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon.
Like the whole thing with Shelley the
What you
Killer.
can't, what
where
you
have to
can't
drag
see
it
is
out.
that Phoenix is making strangly hands at Edgeworth. Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor
For jinxing it, I mean.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
Well, no, that's because I've
And
healed
you're
a
not the
bit.
same quibbling ball of jelly that you were yesterday.
Shut up.
Touché.
Touché.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Partner.
Oh, and he's making that sassy face. He's like, partner, oh, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy to say that.
Fuzzy.
Thanks.
And then they do that thing where they have that really bad hug again.
No. And they just gaze
You just
awkwardly.
pats him on the shoulders again. There. Good luck.
Good luck.
I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. Not that that's ever stopped me before. The circumstances around the murder of Ms. Elise Donim. No, I mean, Ms. Misty Fey.
She died from a coke overdose.
Oh, God,
Because it doesn't
darling.
look like snow. It looks like
Jesus.
dust or sand.
The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
Mr. Nick, why are you talking to yourself?
Mr. Nick, why are you saying all of those things in your head? Yes, I can read the UI
Mr.
too.
Nick, why
Oh,
is
Is it the old judge?
Hey!
Ha
There we go.
But it is my case.
Get
I really
out!
want to be in here.
I'm the one banging the gavel.
However, get out, you heathen!
You shall not pass.
You have
bangs the
take
gavel.
your double and your box of donut holes and leave. You
Never
have
darken
robbed
my
me.
court again.
You have darkened this courtroom one too many days. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Oh dear.
I gotta need some water.
Your Honor? What are you?
Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted.
What?
Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
So, the blonde judge is his little brother.
Guess so.
But why is only one of them Canadian? No one answers for that.
What do you mean?
No one answers for the
Why is
reason
this-
why one of them is Canadian.
One is Canadian and also wants to, eat small girls, which is terrifying. Like their coffee.
That's illegal, pal.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot.
My poor brother. My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
No,
Oh, here we
I
go.
poisoned his coffee.
Well, no, Nick gave him his cold, obviously.
Yeah.
It is possible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Yeah, well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end. Anyway, and the beginning, actually. And all, in fact, most of it. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings.
Don't make me laugh. It's hard enough to be that to do the deeper voice, and then you make me laugh, and I'm just like, humans are fragile, fickle beings.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
Maybe
Yeah,
you
You know,
should
Godot, it sounds like you need to maybe filter your coffee
Oh,
better. You keep getting grounds in there.
I was just about to say, it sounds like you need a V60 on there,
Yeah,
buddy.
he just needs to swirl the cup about a bit so it doesn't all stay in the bottom.
So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant?
Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Because then how would she be an adversary?
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. The defendant's confession. Upon meeting a beautiful lady.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, gavel sound.
It's just, why? Why do they always have to do this? Why can't they just be normal? Treat her like a human. Okay.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady. Always ask her.
No. I think you're doing it in the wrong inflection. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession.
See, the thing is, Taylor, you'll never cease to amaze me just how well you do that impression.
Yeah,
Because,
it's
like,
kind of weird.
It does.
and creepy.
It's weird and unsettling, honestly.
Oh,
It like
God.
makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Well, good. That's it. Should.
Yeah.
That's acting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Now that Godot has tipped his fedora to the pretty milady.
so
Milady.
let's try yet again.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Of many.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at the Hazakura Temple.
The Hazakura.
that
Witness,
sorry.
is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing?
My goodness.
This has never
So
happened
many
before.
people say that
Usually it's a much...
So many people say that they're confessing, and then it just turns out to be utter rubbish.
Just wishy-washy.
My goodness, I'd best write this down.
Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Then what the heck are you saying?
But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What? Order in the court! Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the matter?
Technically, it would be an accessory after the fact, but sure.
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Good thing I use Old Spice odor blocker body wash.
Now we just need Terry Crews bursting out through the back
Oh
of
no!
the
Like
fence.
just through the just through the screen, through the entire game. Even like just I just love that flipping Godot. He's doing a Godot, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something.
What does that even mean?
It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? Mr. Trite.
I hate the Mr. Trite.
Yeah.
I hate Mr. Trite. Like that phrase. I can't.
Mr. Trite. I just can't make it flow at all.
I hate it so much.
That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Shall we have a look? See. Okay.
Oh, it's not been updated yet, has it?
No, he's gonna
That'll
throw
be
it.
the next. Oh, we got to advance the text.
He's gonna throw it away. I just wanted to look at it before he threw it away, which he has now done.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? Yeah. Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Karain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. Daughter of the master of the Karain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Eh?
Yeah, that's. Wait a minute. What?
Huh?
Mm-mm-mm.
So she's trying to frame Maya for the murder.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
There we
Wake
go.
up and smell the coffee, trite.
Here we go again, blaming Maya.
She's naming Maya!
Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try and protect her.
No, that's ridiculous!
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected.
But I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
Really, Nick? I mean, this is usually whenever there's Maya and a murder, it usually winds up somehow being framed on her. She somehow winds up being framed for it, I should say.
I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in...
You what?
So it was in self-defense.
Yes. Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
So do you think it's like Elise channeled Dahlia to try to protect Pearl, but then Dahlia took over and tried to kill Maya, and then that's what happened, except that still doesn't make any sense because Maya was padlocked into the inner temple at the time?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
I guess we got to advance the text.
I think we've got to advance the text, mate, and find out.
Now, what she'll have done, right, is she'll have set up a completely separate murder after the original murder happened. Oh, wait, no, that's already been a thing. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Oh, strike with a staff when she was stumbling, moved into the delivery.
Oh, hold up! The cane! We're the only ones who know that the cane has a sword in it.
Yeah, and gumshoe.
Hang on.
Strike with a staff,
No.
though.
The thing is she's not saying about it being like, because the thing is that it's still, quite a big weapon that you could hit someone with, right? She hasn't said anything about stabbing. Said she struck her with it. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Doesn't necessarily say stab.
She stole the weapon. She's saying she stole the weapon.
She can't have, because it wouldn't have been in the...
Okay,
If
well,
Myra had stolen
okay.
it wouldn't be with her.
So, okay, let's press and find out. So,
Although Nick was talking about it being established yesterday that she didn't go. So I think that's going to come in later or going to come in soon.
Yeah.
But it might first be that her contradicting herself with what she said yesterday.
Yeah. So let's press some stuff and go from there.
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that, on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Yeah, did she now? Too bad for you, what she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go?
It was in the Inner Temple's training hall.
Private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell her the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
What? No.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There, wrong voice.
Oh,
there. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor.
Hold it! You're saying that the victim attacked Maya? I mean, Ms. Fey?
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
Oh, well, then that definitely didn't happen. Maya's skull is thick enough to repel any kind of blunt force attack.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
What were you?
So mean.
What were you doing at the time?
She just looks all around the room like,
What was I doing? What was I doing?
Subtle facial expressions.
Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
Oh, thank you for helping me. I was really in a bind there.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move.
Who does this sound like?
I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear.
This doesn't sound right. Don't believe this testimony for a minute.
What happened after that?
She moved in to deliver a fatal strike? What is this, Mortal Kombat? Did she yell, "Finish her"?
Fatality.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
But there's nothing found on her.
Reached, but you see, right, so threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon also says that she doesn't know about the staff being a weapon. Like, being a sword.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
Interesting.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Donim tried to stab her with this weapon?
Yeah, see, this is where the staff would come in, because why would she have a dagger when she's got a sword staff?
Yeah.
Well, you know, rapier, whatever.
To kill Ms. Fey?
Yes, exactly.
You look exactly after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, God.
Worcestershire.
How would an American say it? How would you say it, Taylor?
What is it? Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Oh my goodness. Because yeah, I know it was Worcestershire. It's so strange, isn't it? Right? So what was that again? Sorry,
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Oh my God, I can't even say it.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Sauce. Sauce.
The problem was, you see, I broke the bottle, so I had to just scoop up what was on the
Do you have a problem?
on the floor and put it into a coffee cup, which I then put back into my refrigerator. The only problem was, When I woke up the next day, I didn't have my caffeine, so I wasn't thinking straight.
And all of my coffee cups are the same.
So
I buy them from Cylinder Corp Limited.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you have a problem with the testimony you're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony?
There is one.
There is one thing.
Ickle itty bitty detail.
Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
Yeah, you do? You do? But this witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
it's not my fault she decided to make a fatal mistake.
That's that's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Bang! That's it. Like, listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. That's not how this works. Okay. Okay now. Let's continue. Okay now.
She threw her staff away
And pulled a
And
dagger
pull-
from inside her robe.
and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
Yeah, it's
I
gotta-
don't know about you guys, but I don't think that's true, that one.
I'll call some rubbish right there.
Yeah, I call that some rubbish right there.
Yeah, it's not true.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
She threw her staff away.
Mystic Elise is trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
Yeah, it's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. Yes, I definitely know about that one. And the wife, too. God bless her.
Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, it's odd, all right.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to reveal. I'm saving it. I'm doing a safety save to
Yep.
be sure.
I would.
But I think, yeah,
You have to show the picture of the sword.
it's time to reveal the weapon. Take that.
There it is. By Akusha. Sister Iris. There's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Ms. Donim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you would know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey,
So I'm just gonna call this that she goes like, "Oh, I was so distracted because
Yeah.
I was so confused by the whole thing. She actually did use the stuff."
Oh, well, that seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Just add that to the testimony.
I don't
please.
see any problem with that. Sword, dagger, same thing, really.
Like, oh, now I remember. It was
That's it. Actually, she didn't throw her staff away at all. Anyway,
No.
she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already.
beautiful
That's
blade.
kind of weird for me to describe it as a beautiful blade. I don't know why that's in there, but sure.
Beautiful
Sure
blade.
thing.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, blah blah blah.
Gotta get
uh-oh.
some adjectives in there.
Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
I was so confused.
I need to amend my testimony.
Whoops.
She was just confused. That was an impressive piece of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this?
Huh?
The long sword is unwieldy. This, quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Yes, swords, primarily known as a long-distance weapon.
That's why the many snipers of the army use swords. Yes.
Yeah, it's actually what you don't see in the medieval history books is the main way that people died was from swords being thrown at them.
Yes.
Because they're too unwieldy in close combat.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is she tried to kill Maya Fey. You got a problem with my voice? As long as as long as there's nothing.
Oh, he's giving it to us.
As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with their testimony.
but there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
It will. Okay, what?
What?
Mr. Wright.
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's her mom. She wouldn't want to kill her daughter.
Yeah.
I knew that was what it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, let's.
Except,
Is it the talisman or is it the scroll?
It's got to be the talisman. The scroll, you can't read the scroll.
Yeah, true.
It's the talisman.
Yeah, talisman.
It's the talisman, I would have thought.
Well, Mr. Godot?
no, this is wrong. It's got to
If
be.
you ask me, the only thing that seems strange is the angle of Mr. Tright's index finger.
It's like,
He is pointed slightly downwards. Tright, sticking your finger in an electrical outlet might be safer for you. Sticking your finger in an electrical outlet might be safer for you. Otherwise, it might get bitten off the next time you poke it in the wrong place.
Oh, God damn it!
So it's got to be like her.
Is
I
it?
still don't think that Mrs. Donan would ever attack my. It's because like.
Oh,
Elise Donan-
that.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
the
So
profile.
it's got to be that. Yeah, it's got to be the picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
If you think about their
Yes,
relationship,
we,
it's obvious.
we know.
Yes.
I have more evidence, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it was just, goddammit, we knew what we were doing. We just presented the wrong thing. It was related.
Penalty. Elise Donan would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donan. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Fey?
No, not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she on that children's? Is she on that Pokemon that my children watch on telly? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the Karine channeling technique. Or was.
Yeah.
She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious? She doesn't look.
No, I'm
she
making
doesn't
it up.
look old enough to be a mother.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donan actually the great mystic Misty?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I bet you feel pretty stupid for killing her now, huh? Huh? Don't you?
There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
Oh, she can't.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter when she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
You see, the thing is,
Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, unless you had some extremely bizarre circumstances, I find it quite hard to believe that anyone would want to kill any of their own siblings. Yeah, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight seems bloody ridiculous to me. And two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there is nothing in this world that's impossible. Except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? Ah, you still don't get it? You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps?
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the
For God's sake.
God. Jesus. He's got a problem, pal.
Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Crap.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Yes! Yes, oh my goodness! However did you find that? Wow!
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Oh, now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be tomato ketchup on it.
Tomato ketchup.
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it.
What? Where did you find that?
In the kitchen.
I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Oh, but did you look in the kitchen where all the cutlery is kept? This coffee smells good. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? The pine tree?
Huh? The pine tree?
What pine tree?
There isn't a pine tree.
I'm not seeing a pine tree.
A bonsai type
I
of
see
tree.
what appears to be a bonsai.
Yeah.
So maybe they think that Americans don't know what bonsai are.
Oh, maybe, yeah. This dagger was stuck.
I see bamboo and I see bonsai. I sure as heck don't see a pine tree.
No.
This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree, wherever it is. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Ha! Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first...
Jesus Christ.
But he just said it was his 8th.
You need help, man.
But he just said he'd heard it in his 8th.
Like, was he
The
just like...
caffeine has fried his cortex.
I just like, the idea is he's losing track of it himself. Like,
Just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
yeah, we go.
Yeah.
Did you just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
Oh, well, I lose track, son. I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was going to be about his coffee.
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
I can't. How the hell do I... What the heck is his intonation on that? Just...
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
I don't know. I just... Oh, he's so weird.
Bailiff! Get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
What you are, Gav?
Oh, all right. I suppose I'm not doing anything else.
Well, I suppose I've got no else
let's
to
go,
do.
let's take it.
Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Baby. Cute girls never lie. Ever.
Have you ever met Dahlia Hawthorne?
What?
Just saying.
Or April May. Or
Yeah.
Eenie Miney.
Yeah.
Or.
Someone else.
Or Pearl, even. Even Pearl.
Hey, why are you dragging me into
Because she told Porky Pies.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court
About what, Your Honor?
about the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
want to hear about the catfight.
Was there some mud
The
involved?
phrasing.
I do
yeah.
hope so.
I really want to hear about the fight between the two women. Ugh.
Was that jelly
Oh,
Jelly?
or
jelly.
chocolate pudding?
Jelly!
Or mud. I'll even settle for mud.
Oh my goodness.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the star. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern.
Oh.
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
Not before writing Maya on the statue, on the
Yeah.
thing at some point, though.
Before writing Mayo, you mean?
Mayo.
Mayo.
Oh, that was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. As always, I find myself utterly bamboozled by these cases of yours.
So, yeah, she stumbled after being hit by the head, and then she dodged the attack and stole a weapon. Suddenly, she was on the... stabbed Mr. Elise, pulling the knife away, but then she collapsed. The thing is, yeah, like, if that... It's weird, right? Because have we even got a picture of the garden? We haven't. I don't think we have we? Yeah, I suppose if we haven't got a picture of the garden, we can't put the angle of like, yeah, but she wrote her name. Because I was gonna say that like, when will she have had chance to do that? Because once she collapsed, she's not then gonna get back up and do it. So I guess we'll start pressing.
Iris, where were you Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of
Aha!
them were,
No,
so...
the lantern was lit because
Yeah.
the snow was melted around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
Okay, so that's fine. How do we prove
I
it?
don't think we've got it.
We haven't
though.
got any evidence to prove that it was lit, have we?
What's it say on the talisman?
Just found in the garden of the inner temple. Yeah, so is it going to be one of these where we get pressing something else will give us the evidence, do you
I would
think?
think so.
Because, yeah, otherwise we're kind of a bit stuck.
Yeah.
What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I couldn't really see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern, fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet.
What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her?
Back to the stone lantern. That's when she stabbed her. Okay, yeah, okay.
You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Are you sure, Maya? She has, like, no strength.
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point, it's just silly.
Nope.
As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
What? I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified.
Your animal analogies have grown tiresome.
You're the one who started it!
Anyway, so, after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next?
Hold it.
Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
What did you just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night, and that the woman that killed, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Donan. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
I don't have anything to counter that yet.
Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh. The two of them faced each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. And Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, eh? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely was flung towards the tree after the struggle. Yeah, that is the most likely explanation, yes.
After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while. And Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
It seems like a reasonable story at first. But there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible.
Especially when they use that
Which
sprite.
means
Not the sassy face sprite.
this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Where did it say she was stabbed? Was it the stomach?
Yeah. Well, oh, you mean in the thingy.
I thought she was stabbed in the back,
I-
though.
Oh, there we go.
Stabbed in
Oh,
the
yeah,
back.
from a stab in the back.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it's.
No. I
specifically
think
says
you might
in
be
it.
right. Hang on. So she's on the defensive with her
The
back to the lantern.
stone lantern.
That's when she stabbed her. Okay, no, that's a good one. Well done.
Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern. Correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
And then suddenly the courtroom doors fling open and Edgeworth charges in.
I have an update for the autopsy report.
Damn you, Edgeworth! You're supposed to be
wait.
helping me.
I was gonna say, Edgeworth is like, I'm so proud of you, right?
This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. And the fertilizer is the bullcrap spewing from your mouth.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
No, actually.
Okay.
Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being a mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah, there certainly are some inconsistencies. However, this isn't the worst testimony we've had.
I've had some doozies in my
Well,
time.
Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
You ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in
Oh my
coffee.
god. Enough already.
But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all senses.
Unless it's Pike Place, in which case
Ugh.
everything is just bitter.
No, just tastes like ash.
That's what he drinks.
Ashtray.
Like, that's probably what he drinks.
Ugh.
Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself for God's sake! The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities.
Oh my god.
when she...
When she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't
Aha!
and she
And
couldn't
now
see
we
clearly.
proved that the lantern was on.
Yeah.
And she couldn't see clearly.
Huh?
A human needs one thing to see clearly. Night vision goggles. And that is light. 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 By the way, did you know Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, stone...
Well, you just... Godot, my friend. Godot.
It's because obviously
You buggered it, mate.
Yeah, but you see, I've got a simple explanation for this. She was wearing her hood backwards.
Okay, so hang on, sorry, let me
You know, see no evil.
allow me to try and stoically
The stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Yeah, well, if that's true, then shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, the witness was wearing her hood on backwards. On the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern because it was covered in so much blood from the sheer audacity of the crime.
Impossible?
If it hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Yeah, most enlightening. Yes. That illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away.
But has it? We'll have to find out next time if it has or not.
But what? Why?
Well, there we go.
I'm afraid that will be the end of the metaphors for today.
Dang.
Which I can
It'll
only
be the
imagine.
end of it. Metaphor today.
Which I can imagine
Yeah.
most people will be. Oh God, Taylor, no! Which I imagine most people will be completely relieved, not only to get rid of Godot's metaphors, but Taylor's terrible puns. And with that, we hope you enjoyed what we do. If you do, why don't you like, drop a comment down below, tell us how great, terrible, whatever we are.
Yep.
And if you do like what we do, you could always subscribe. Well, I'm just really bad at this. Like, comment, subscribe. There we go. Ring the bell. Do a dance to make Sarah happy. And with that, we're truly, truly sorry.
Bye, guys.
And remember, every
No!
human has a front and a back. Take care, everyone.
We're sorry.